I feel like I be always like all over you. So,
You asked me if I go over
yeah, you be like desensitized to me.
you doing this shit live?
Oh, wow. Hey.
Really?
No,
Seriously?
it's over. I didn't know that.
What's good, family?
Here's your girl.
Caught us having our grown club talk. What's going on?
Halisi.
Oh, there we go. We got one in here. Islam family. AJ the Cabby. What's going on, brother AJ?
Peace, fam. We're just
We just chilling out, vibing in the truck right now. So we was like, yo, let's go live. Let's go live and just get on what to talk about. We was like, I don't know. Peace.
Well, I told him we should talk about what we've been pretty much going through ourselves, right? So we've been just perfecting, or just like, sharpening the knowledge as we get it, and just we're the first test, right?
Test dummies.
And so we went to Social Security. What was that, last Friday?
Yeah, I also stated that in the bill over the weekend too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was like last week, Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Peace. Say shalom.
So yeah, that passport.
Call him back in a little bit.
Yeah, that passport though. It seems like when you said you already talked about that, but I wasn't there.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
That passport seems like with all the, because you haven't talked about what we've been watching. Not that we're gonna go into too much details about that because we're still. But it's seeming like it makes more sense that once we've declared that we're not U.S. citizens, that yes, some of us are still working. So, I mean, I don't know. Some people may be doing business with the state of, so you have a state ID. But the supreme move that I'm noticing is to just go ahead, bypass the state, get the national ID along with the federal ID, which is the passport, so that when you're going to conduct business in Social Security to do these things with the documents, it makes more sense that you're coming in there with a federal ID instead of the state ID when you're saying that you're not of the state.
Give me 1 second. Damn, we already got 15 people.
You want me? Yeah. Oh.
I think we were saying hi. They already got 14 people in the chat.
So yeah, I'm just noticing that just the way that we do business, as we get this knowledge, cleaning it up and making it make sense. When we're going in there saying these things, then the documents gotta reflect that in total sense. So, and that's what they even said to us at Social Security. They said, this would just be more of a smoother transaction if you came in with a passport.
Right. I'm gonna continue what you're saying. I'm just gonna answer this question real quick.
Go for it.
If you need a nationality card, I'll suggest you get it through RV Bay Publications. Other than RV Bay Publications, I would suggest Brother Judah's son. And another brother had a question here. Asked about the thoughts on rescinding the Social Security card with the 996 form. I'm gonna answer that question real quick, but I'll continue on from what you were saying. Pretty much, the passport. Everyone should have a passport. My thing is, before I get my passport, I want to make sure I'm right and exact. So that's why I'm glad I was patient, because if I'm thinking, prior to what I realized, all right, let me get a passport as a non-citizen national. You know what I'm saying? That's not really specifying my status specifically. Not like an alien would specify, a non-immigrant alien would specify my status. So now the process is getting that right. So I personally wouldn't say I would not say rescind the social, because that is proof of slavery. Even the prophet said, prophet didn't say don't throw away these things. He said, leave old business in the past and do new business in your free national name. So when you update everything, especially with the Social Security Administration, because the Social Security Administration and Homeland Security, they're like this. Mm-hmm. All right. So what's verified through Social Security goes through Homeland Security. If they match, they're verified. That's what happens when people going for jobs and they're doing the I-9 forms and stuff like that. It's being verified through Social Security Administration, then Homeland Security, then the IRS for those, collecting those taxes on their chattel property. So that Social Security number is your estate. Not that you created it, but it was made based on you, a living, breathing entity. So you are the principal. Without you, there is no straw that was created. That straw was created based off you. You're the principal. Okay? So being that the United States corporation companies doing business on our land, they are under treaty obligations, which entitles us the right as aliens to work. So we can gain the notes, so we can exchange them for real property and do what we need to do to build our enterprise and our empire, so we can start getting back to how we was living before Columbus came, before all these interruptions with the states and stuff. So me personally, I would say no need to rescind it. Right. Only thing you need to do is correct it. And upon correcting it, when you change that status on that entity to alien, that's moving it outside the United States. Alien has nothing to do with the United States in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So once you have that updated in the Social Security Administration, as well as Homeland Security, that you're an alien, a non-immigrant alien to be specific, then everything will be just fine. You can operate just like everyone else does. Mm-hmm. On the surface, it'll look like you're operating just like everyone else. But once it goes past that surface, it's a very different ballpark. This is how the Jews do it, because the Jews have the same jobs we do. Mm-hmm. They got the same shit. Aliens or non-immigrant nationals, foreign nationals who come here from different countries, they don't necessarily come here having to relinquish their nationality. Mm-hmm. They come here as non-immigrant aliens using an I-94 form. All right, from the Homeland Security, the USCIS, United States Immigration and something services.
Yeah, and I seen a comment pop up that is correct too. It says it seems to help if you go to many agencies in your new name, keep the paperwork they give you and show the others that the other offices took them, so they automatically do too. That's true. Making everything parallel in the free name. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's all about, creating that paper trail, because they've had a lot of time to make a big ass paper trail where it leads us back to Black African American, which is essentially leading us to nothing but slavery, economic, bureaucratic slavery. So we gotta, go away from that trend.
So I don't know. I guess what y'all want to know, because I feel like most of the times he and I, as it relates to nationality, we've got many endeavors that we could talk about, but more interested in what the temperature of the questions are from folks. I guess, what are people asking you guys when you're talking to your friends or family or whatever, even just thoughts you may just have. It kind of, I guess we came on the live just really
to chill and build.
And to just be here for y'all, to be of service.
Going on.
To what you guys wanted, because like I said, we could just go on and on about where you can take nationality, because once you see it, I mean, it's everywhere.
A whole energy around you just change. People act differently around you. You gotta understand.
Oh, she said, right, signed up for WIC today with my ID. They didn't even question it at all. They were very used to other nationalities. Yes, I know, girl. Ain't it good? And let me tell y'all, for the mothers out here, I just love that. That just like beamed me up inside, man. It's true. Because once you've seen that we've been denationalized and that we've been robbed of something, all these other agencies, because of the fraud being so rampant, they just only know how to deal with you, either as a slave or once you become operating in your free name and you see nationality is real, you're exactly right. They do know how to function with nationality. It's just that we've never benefited from that opportunity like these other nationalities have come here and done.
No, that's because they get the real knowledge in their countries in school about their history, about what's really, really
It's
real.
true.
You know what I'm saying? About who the real Americans are. They know all these things when they come over
And I
here.
guess while we're talking about mothers, right? Because right now my son, he's 9 years old, and I am getting ready. School is wrapping up. What are we moving into May? So we got until June to the end of the year. I'm gonna make sure I unenroll him from the district. And you even if you want to homeschool, because you did enter your child into that, it's always best to update the records there for them. So like we moved from one school district to another district. And when I enrolled him in the Seattle school district, I went and I took the nationality, the name declaration, the change that I filed on record. Now, for the moms who are listening, when you nationalize, if you have 5 kids, 4 kids, 3 kids, 1, your child goes on the same nationality declaration you would make for yourself and go file down at the Supreme Court. So it's not even like you're filing it once for yourself and then doing it again for your kid. Your child is on the same document. So it shows from the former name to the new name. And then I took that document down to the district and I told them I was enrolling my child. I bought his birth certificate. I had his the name declaration. Also, when I was filling out his the race and ethnicity part in the form, I was making sure that I was checking American Native or American Indian it has on
American
there.
Indian.
And then because we have formed a body politic here that is recognized, then I named our tribe. So then it's on record, right? So my son wears his fez at school. My son doesn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or any of that stuff. And I really had to advocate for my child, but you will find that it's, like I'm telling you, it's best to update your children's records too. Like as you do this for yourself, if your kids are still in there, find out what your state says about unenrolling them if you do want to homeschool. And then you can email me too, because I put together curriculum and just brainstorming with what it looks like with mothers and families teaching their own children. I'm hoping somebody pinged back in because there was a lot of comments firing up. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Courthouse says they don't know what to do with my proclamation and declaration. I'm still going to send it to 8 places. So the agent is notice to principal. Passport bro as a national alien is partition necessary. Also non-UFC and B1. Created our own paperwork for homeschooling because indigenous peoples have a right to our own education. That is right. That is right. You see the other ones about the passport. The brother that says courthouse. Courthouse is not where you want to go. If you have a county's recorder's office, sometimes they have them in different locations, but they're usually generally all downtown within blocks of each other. Sometimes they try to just fuzz us up, okay? Wherever you would go, like I said, county recorder's office where they do marriage licensing or anything like that, that's where you'd want to go to file your declaration.
And also, if you want, you can attach Resolution 75 with your declaration when you bring it down to the county to go file it.
Okay, yes, it's in the same building.
Resolution 75, which pretty much was filed in Philadelphia in 1933, about a day or two after they took the gold out of all the banks. So, which pretty much speaks about a Moorish American society that was thriving here, that was teaching the former Moors how to be better citizens because they got Negronized. And, essentially we have the rights to go back to our ancient names, which we once used to go by, Ali, El Bey, Day, and El, and whatever other titles we choose for ourselves. Mm-hmm. So, Resolution 75, it's been passed since 1933. Lighter.
Dark.
Yeah. It's been passed since 1933, so I would attach that to your declaration when you're going down there to go file it on the record. And honestly, before you guys go down there and file it too, you have to remember, when I give these demonstrations, I'm giving you the principle. But remember, every state is like a different person. It's a personality. So every state is different. So you have to research the county that you're going to. I would suggest you do that before you even make the trip, because you want to go there as prepared as possible, because you might end up taking a trip to a courthouse that you know that you're not supposed to be going to. So you want to make sure you know where you're going, who you need to speak with, and also what are the requirements for that particular county. Some counties are different. One county might say, well, writs have to say affidavit. Another county might say, well, these have to say deed. You know what I mean? So you want to be as knowledgeable as possible about the state that's occupying your ancestral territories. As an heir, it's our duty to be aware and knowledgeable of everything that's going on our land. So if you're domiciling and there is a state of occupying the territory where you're domiciling, you should know everything about that state. Who's the governor? Who's holding the offices of executive, lieutenant general, secretary of state? Who's the sheriffs? Who's the mayors? You should know these things, because if anything happens, these are the people you need to talk to. This is the part of being political, about being active.
So expatriation isn't necessary. And as far as the passport, would nationality be reflected on it? Yes, nationality is reflected on the passport.
Absolutely,
right?
Because if you're an alien, you have nothing to do with the United States. So therefore, it wouldn't have a United States. And
answer their question explicitly. He says, is expatriation necessary?
No, expatriation is not necessary unless you are an immigrant who is living in foreign lands. Okay? Mm-hmm. If you are not an immigrant living in foreign lands and you're already in your homeland, then you don't need to expatriate because you didn't naturalize. So all we need to do is simply declare who we are and repatriate back to our original government. It's as simple as that. Because only thing that's keeping us under the United States is our damn selves and our thinking that, U.S. citizenship is a good thing. That's the only thing keeping you in it.
So somebody said, what happened? They've declared their nationality on record in the county where they live, and they have taken a trip to my state capital to get documents certified, authenticated, but was turned away on lies. I need an ID. Okay, so if you went down there, you don't got an ID? You don't have nothing reflecting the free national name?
If you need a national ID, like I said, go to RV Bay Publications. And they have a portion, if you look at the left side, I believe, they have a specific area for nationality cards. Go there, read the instructions, and then, follow that process. Or you can go holler at Judison.
They have questions about a allodial claim of title secured in trust as opposed to a deed of trust. Is this also tied to Noble Drew Ali's express trust?
Noble Drew Ali's express trust is an allodial claim, which pretty much includes, the way he did his trust was under the Torrance Act. So the Torrance Act is it's essentially called the land patent, what we call it today, or land registration. So what he did was, within the Moorish Science Temple of America, he registered the geographical territories of pretty much the Kingdom of Morocco today, all the way from the Atlantic going into North, South, Central America and the islands. So all that's included in his trust. And how would I say this? The will to the trust is the Circle 7 Quran. The Moorish Science Temple of America Circle 7, that's the deed. Or that's the you know what I'm saying, the Constitution that lays out how that the trust property. So a allodial claim, meaning you can only have a allodial claim if you are on your own land. So only thing we should be operating is with allodial claims. Anything else contrary to our allodial claims, always have a counter deed in place. A counter deed supersedes any public certificate of title or anything like that. So best believe that we have counter deeds for all these vehicles. You know what I'm saying? That's also on the record.
Somebody asked how to change your name on your Social Security card.
Well, that happens after you file your declaration of nationality on the record. Now, according to some states, you may need to get a state ID first, a hard copy, before you can go do any updates at the social. Other states don't require that. So, once again, do research on your state, figure out how your state functions. But once you file your declaration on the record, then you take a certified copy and the original of what you filed on the record, and that's what you take with you to go update information. So if you go to the Social Security Administration, take that with you. Like I said, depending on the state, if you need a hard copy ID, you should always have your national ID as well, 2 forms of ID. And then, you just refill out that SS5 form properly. And if I were you, I would make sure to classify yourself as alien, authorized to work in the United States under treaty regulations.
So somebody said alien versus national. That's the same, correct? If you're a national, you are an alien, correct?
Aliens. So we've been under the illusion that aliens are stateless people. Because immediately when people think about aliens, they're thinking about immigrants. So what we got to know is, this is how you know the melanin kicking, you get dark. So what we got to understand is that aliens, all immigrants are aliens, not all aliens are immigrants. Okay? So if you look up, and you can pull it up right now as I say it, United States Code, Title 8, right? Aliens and Nationality, that's the name of the title. United States Code, Title 8, Section 1101, capital E in parentheses. And you will see that it states that an alien, entitled to work in the United States under regulation and in pursuance of a treaty of commerce and navigation between the United States and that state which that person is a national of. A national of. A national of. So aliens, specifically USC Title 8, 1101, capital E in parentheses, we are non-immigrant aliens. Entitled to work in the United States under in pursuance to a treaty. Why? Because we're on our homeland. So we're entitled to function like everyone else does. Mm-hmm. And so our estate is that social. It's our estate. And if we continue to abandon it, then guess what? They're going to keep using it against us, and they're going to keep using it to feed themselves. So it's time to starve the parasites out.
Oh, shit.
And if you're an alien, they can't eat on you because you ain't got nothing to do with the United States. The United States can only eat on those things which are of the United States.
So, yeah, it's getting dark. And
yes.
I mean, those were good questions, man. I mean, like I said, feel free. Should we, I guess, like the conference call, those for people just have questions calling?
Well, yeah, those are for private. So if you're interested in becoming a private member of Sunel University, you can email me at suneluniversity@gmail.com, and we can go from there. We do have private conference calls every Friday, which are available to all Sunel University private members, which we're building, bouncing ideas back and forth, and we're moving forward because we got some things in place and we got some plans, you know what I'm saying? Not just here, but in building with Moors in other state territories.
Definitely. And for those mothers who want to know more about nationality families, period, you know, like I said, we work as a team. Why won't you hold that other part for me then? Yes. We work as a team. And so, you know, as you email Sunel, feel free to email me at wisdommedicine at gmail.com. That's WIZDOMEMEDICINE at gmail.com. And if you have questions about how to structure it, RV Bay is an amazing tool. But also, if you want more of the control, some people actually have their own documents written how they want. So, you know, just letting people know that you have option and free range and whoever you utilize to assist you with your documents. And hopefully you get stronger at building your own documents. But if you have questions, want to get started in the process, or like he said, we're looking to build with Moors in other states. I have a beautiful curriculum and template. I would say specifically my template on framing the private learning center. I'm sorry, I see my kid coming out. The private learning center. And a lot of people wonder, you know, how do you make it without state funding, or how do you make it without, you know, because a lot of daycares accept that state stuff now, but you can survive as a learning center and be open to the public and have your own culture rocking out, and have a strong base. And I've put it all together. I just love to share the template. So any educators or curriculum builders out there, let's get to work. Let's build.
Islam, family, Islam. Love y'all. Till next time. Peace.
Peace. Boom, boom. Okay.